Japan's a country that always fascinates foreign visitors, from the lights and neon of its city centres to the courtesy of its people, the fast-paced metropoles, the occasionally strange outside influence, the kitsch and the cute, and the downright bizarre. And for the 25-man travelling party from Sydney, it was no different.
You know, travelling the world is education, I suppose, so it's good to go to all these different places, and it's been an enjoyable, 6 to 8 weeks.
But for the A-League's inaugural champion, focus was firmly fixed on Wednesday evening in Saitama, an urban commuter belt half an hour from Tokyo. Did you have a chance to walk around the town today?
Yeah, we went for a little walk, had a look around the shops this afternoon. So, we just pretty much concentrated from now on the game.
The first few days were spent with light walks and pool sessions for the players, while the coaching staff ventured out into town to take in Urawa's last J-League match before the Wednesday showdown, at a football bar visited by ghosts of the club's past. Tokyo's transport system was a new experience for the Sydney Brains Trust, while in the red camp, the World Game got an exclusive look behind the scenes at home with assistant coach Gert Engels, a man who with 17 years' experience in the Far East is the most respected foreign authority on Japanese football. Gert, for Sydney, this match on Wednesday is a very big match. Does it have the same importance for your club?
We really like to go to the finals, and we really like to win the competition. That's why I think we even shouldn't make it too big. We shouldn't take it for granted, but we shouldn't make it too big. We need to do business as usually, full concentrated.
The Asian Champions League was always going to be a learning experience for Australian clubs, both on and off the field. And the side that set the benchmark in both areas is Urawa Reds. Sydney showed on Wednesday night the two clubs are, at least on the field, very close. But the facilities available to the Reds and those in Sydney are chalk and cheese. Urawa's under 13, 15, 17 and satellite sides all have their own pitches, as do their women's outfit, while the top team has several full-time groundskeepers, maintaining surfaces better than any in the A-League. And all this after only 13 years of professional football.
I came here 1990. And there was when I like to check at the weekends, the Japanese league, which was not yet a professional league at this time. There were maybe 5 minutes, a few highlight scenes, and then finished. And the kids I worked with, they had their baseball caps during the training, and there was really no real football here.
And while a lot of the change comes down to financial concerns, Sydney are keen to implement the Japanese blueprint. CEO George Perry toured the Reds facilities and met with his Japanese counterpart, confident on what changes need to be made.
The training facilities here are world class, and how we can improve on those is one facet of it. The academy is another one. Just setting up and how they run the football operation side of thing, all very important components of it. And they talk about this club being the Manchester United of Asia. There's pretty good aspirations for us.
Thoughts echoed by Sydney investor Anthony LaPaglia, who flew in from the United States on the day of the match.
We're in our infancy as a club, and we're looking down the line in 5-10 years. I look at this stadium and I think this is what I want for the team in Sydney. I look at that support out there. That's what I want for the team.
With club bosses doing their research behind the scenes, the players continued to ramp up preparations on field.
I think it's going to be very important that we keep possession, because I think if you turn it over, it's going to be a while before you get it back. So I think that's our major point, is not rush things, just keep the ball.
Not all Sydney players, though, were looking forward to kick-off. An injured Jacob Timpano and the suspended Robbie Middleby wouldn't usually have travelled with the side, but in a sign of solidarity were brought to Japan with the rest of the squad.
We're both part of the team next year, and to get a result which I'm hoping and I'm sure we will tomorrow, to be a part of it is an incredible thing, and to celebrate and be with the boys. I think the club sees that, and it's great to be part of it.
With training in the day, evenings were free to explore the local surrounds, and several of the younger members of the squad stumbled across a pair of modern-day BMX bandits.
That's a chicken wrap, man. Wrap it. That's a tea.
Several dozen Sydney supporters had made the trip north.
Till I die.
And even some of the locals had got in on the act. Takashi Kondo, whose hero is Johnny Warren, is a big fan of Australian football.
Since March, every day I was checking how the Sydney FC is by internet or a website or some kind of website with Australian paper.
Come match day, and it was a fully focused Sydney side, ready to face not just Urawa, but their legion of some 45,000 supporters. This whole family even got in on the act.
なんで浦和レッズが好きですか？
好きだから。
And those feelings would have been enhanced as Sydney blew a golden opportunity to take a first-half lead. David Strilich's miss, one of several, as Sydney couldn't find a way past a resolute Reds defence. The Champions League run over, but perhaps lasting longer than many had expected.
It was a great experience for me, something that I haven't experienced. So, yeah, absolutely. As you say, 2 years ago we were just beginning, and to think we'd be here 2 years later, it's a dream come true for the club, I guess.
But a dream that's now finished. The players spending their last day in Tokyo relaxing and taking stock of what's been a long season.
With a new manager coming in as well, it's got us all together, and we now understand what the manager wants, and it gives us an advantage on the other teams going into the new season.
The team now with 5 weeks off before preparation for version 3 of the A-League begins.